Direct-to-film is revolutionizing the apparel industry, but what if we can make it feel better? We're talking Screenprint better. Now, hand feel usually comes down to factors such as film, powder, or RIP software used, but you know your cover sheet on your second or finishing press can also play a factor? Well, today, we're putting 6 different cover sheet options to the test to see who comes out number 1. We'd love to see what you guys are using on your second or finishing press, so let us know in the comment section down below. Before we get to pressing, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Let's get it. Now, for those of you who may not know, cover sheets are extremely important when it comes to heat pressing. We always want to make sure we're keeping our heating element clean from any projects we happen to be working on. We would never want any of our heat transfer material stuck onto that upper platen. Now, what happens if we don't use a cover sheet? And you guys tell me if this has ever happened to you. The phantom pull. That's where the opening mechanism of the heat press, after the time, after the pressure, after the temperature, physically lifts our direct-to-film transfer off for us. And if we're not working with a hot peel film and you peel a cold film hot, it's not good for anybody. Now, our go-to here has usually been these thick brown double-sided coated sheets, which are available at aaprintsupplyco.com. Now, each one of these cover sheets are known to affect the overall feel of a direct-to-film print. Some may make it softer, some may add texture, and some could get us close to that classic screen print feel the market clamors for. But we won't know what works best until we test them. We've got 5 direct-to-film transfers here printed on our Prestige R2 Pro and cured with our Miro 13 Max. We're using our Color Prime Quick Glide film and the Prisma Auto Clam heat press. I'm gonna press all of these with the same settings, 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 to 15 seconds, and the same pressure, medium firm. All right, guys, we got the DTF transfers onto our second shirts, but if you notice, we didn't do our second press. Let's dive into all of our different cover sheet options so we can see which one's the best. Parchment paper. Commonly used in heat transfer application, this paper is easy to source locally when needed and relatively low cost. This should give our print a nice matte finish with minimal texture. No visible shine with the parchment paper and really no texture. This works. It feels still like a direct-to-film transfer, but it definitely works. Thick brown silicone paper. This is similar to parchment, but only better. This thicker paper has a coating that provides an extended usage rate when compared to parchment and gives a smoother retail-style matte finish. Again, no shine. This definitely looks like something we could find on a rack in a store. Very smooth, no noticeable texture. Overall, very similar to parchment, but I know I can use this sheet for way more presses. Canvas. Now, this has been making the rounds in the DTF groups online because it adds a fabric-like texture to the print, which kind of mimics the weave of a screen print. This allows the grain of the canvas to be sort of embedded in our graphic. Okay, so visually, again, no visible sign of any kind of shine or sheen. Not a whole lot of texture. There is a slight something I can pick up when compared to the other two, but not a whole lot, honestly. Very similar. There's something there. Sandpaper. Now, this one we've been talking about around the office. My boy Jeremy over at DTF Superstore says he likes the effect of an 80 grit, so I figure we'll give that one a shot. You got that? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I can certainly feel a little bit of a grain, a little bit of texture from that 80 grip sandpaper. Again, guys, no matte finish. This is why we don't use Teflon really. You don't want that gloss, that shine. But this one is a little bit more detectable, especially in these solid coverage areas of ink that can normally feel like a DTF transfer. This feels different. Burlap. The weave on this material is unique in that it's very exaggerated, a little more spaced out when compared to our other products. Let's see how this transfers over. Okay, before I even peeled the shirt off of the platen, with our studio lighting, I was able to see the texture that was immediately visible. As far as hand feel, this does have a similar sort of effect, I would say, to the sandpaper, where you can certainly feel it, especially again, on those larger coverage areas where direct-to-film usually feels like a transfer. With these more textured or rougher cover sheets, that's translating beautifully. A blank t-shirt. Similar to the canvas, this grain is also stamped into the print and offers a soft hand feel. We often hear about folks dealing with glycol or oil spots on their transfers and then using a t-shirt for the second press to try and remove them. Okay, the consistent theme of no shine, no gloss is a good thing to see. Now on this one, Visually and sort of on my hands, I am able to feel a little bit of that texture. Any kind of fabric, any sort of material, there's a weed if you look at it closely, and that's sort of stamped or embedded into the graphic. So it's something I can visually notice as I look on here. It seems like it's printed directly on here. Not quite a transfer, and it's a smooth finish with a bit of a noticeable texture. This feels good. So guys, if we want these direct-to-film prints to feel like silkscreen, there's only one way to find out. And since I know direct-to-film like the back of my hand, let's go round up some of our awesome All-American Print Supply staff, help us out with a blind test. Let's go. All right, Johnny, we got a silkscreen printed t-shirt right here on the end, like mine, and we have 6 direct-to-film printed t-shirts. What I want you to do is feel the silkscreen one, then feel up all the other DTF ones. Tell me which one feels the closest, okay?
All right, you got it. I'm liking this one right here. This one feels the closest.
I will go with number 4.
This one. The other ones kind of feel a little bit smoother.
This one just feels like it.
Okay.
This is really rough. I'll lose this one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the votes are in. We polled staff, and there was kind of one conclusive lead winner as far as the votes closest to silkscreen hand feel. It was number 6, the burlap. Gave the most texture, the most proximity, I would say, to what actual silkscreen feels like, and it's pretty dang close. Have you guys used burlap sacks as a second or finishing press with your direct-to-film? Let us know in the comments what's been working for you lately. And for everything up to the minute DTF, DTG, UV DTF, you're already locked low to the right station. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Drop a thumbs up if you made it this far in the video. And let us know in the comment section what's been working with you for your second or finishing press. My name is Esteban. We're All American Print Supply. We'll see you in the next one.